See. Audio. Potentially.
It's on now.
Alright.
Yeah, it is now. Can you guys talk?
Alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check,
Hello?
check.
Okay.
1, 2.
Yeah, it works. Okay.
Right. Welcome everyone to ForcedGamersDnD, where technical difficulties are no thing of the past. We do them every time.
You think we would learn, but we don't.
Please tell me that we recorded audio during the campaign last week.
Yes, we did, because I used a different
Okay.
scene
Thank
for that one.
God.
Because for this one, because we have the map, I have to put it on full screen. So I used a different scene, but we did record last time because I used a different setting.
Okay, that's good. So, after 20 or so minutes, welcome to ForcedGamersDnD, where we have technical difficulties all the time, every time.
We could just
Yeah.
cut this out right for YouTube.
Yeah, we can. I will. That's not a problem. So,
Shall I just go? Oh no, I can't. I'm streaming.
it's not a
Yikes.
problem. It's not a problem. I'll just repeat the same story again.
We'll make the same comments.
Yeah, so welcome to Force Gamers D&D. We started the stream to support the local game store, which is the Game Force in Netherlands, Eindhoven. And, you know, come join us for like one-shots on Thursday evenings. On Fridays we do Magic the Gathering. We have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Flesh and Blood, all kinds of things. Most of us are present on the Thursday evening one-shots. Entry fee is €7.50. €2.50 of that is a consumption ticket, which can be used for following visits as well. Most people get something to drink or to eat anyway, so it's not like you're losing money or anything. And yeah, so next week will be our next episode of the campaign, which we will introduce a new player. We've talked about him, and unfortunately he couldn't make it last time, which is very sad, but you know, scheduling things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This week is episode 5 of Building Aeternia. We've talked about geography, the Elder Dragons, and the Pantheon so far. And this time we're going to be talking about sightseeing, just major points of interest on the world. And I'm just gonna talk about some of the things I've talked about in the last 20 minutes already. So for
Sounds interesting.
for my 3 players that are here with me, I will be repeating some stuff, but you know, maybe it will be so ingrained in their memories.
Yeah, rub it in, rub it in.
You know, we can laugh about it. It's not a
Definitely.
problem. So, first thing we're going to talk about are the elemental portals. So the elemental portals, we've talked about it during the Pantheon talk a little bit, and during the Elder Dragons as well, that at the start of the second era there was a planar breach, which caused a rift between the material plane and the elemental planes, which created arcane magic on the material plane, which people then used to study and eventually used in the wars against the Elder Dragons. However, a leftover of that is that to each of the elemental planes there is a portal left over.
Can we
So
guess
the
where
first-
they are?
Yeah, sure. So let's start with the elemental plane of fire. Where do you think it is?
Ashen Peak.
Somewhere
Ooh.
hidden in a volcano, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe Ashen Peak?
Yeah.
Well, very good. So we have Ashen Peak right over here, and within the volcano there are these diamond mines, and the energy from the elemental plane of fire that is deep within this volcano is used as fuel for like diamond production and other precious gems. And it's also a place where like most of the slaves from the mainland are shipped to. Very nice. party last week. Could have had a chance to travel with a few of those, but they decided not to.
Yeah,
My character
slavery is wrong.
almost freed some slaves, but I guess
Almost,
they
he
didn't.
almost blew up a boat. That's true.
But I mean, not doing anything against slavery is pretty.
Yeah, I know that that's kind of going along with the problem if you don't do anything about it, but we just weren't strong enough to do anything about it at that time. Might be a
I think
thing
we
for the
would be, but sure.
might be a thing for the future.
Yeah.
Just abolish slavery.
Yeah, abolish slavery at level 4.
That is in my checklist.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what you guys can do when we get to higher levels. So, that's the elemental plane of fire. Then there's the elemental plane of earth, which resides deep within the Tirana Canyon. Well, its portal is. And the energy from this portal kind of causes shifts in the landscape for, like, it's kind of like the Grand Canyon in visuals, but like plateaus can just form and disappear. There are like floating rocks everywhere, just floating on the elemental plane of earth energy. And Ahannes used to have her lair here before she was killed by the citizens of Arcona and their expeditions. So yeah, that's the elemental plane of earth. For those that play Magic the Gathering, if you know the world of Zendikar, which has its elemental royal, which causes landscapes to like move and live in a way, that is kind of what's happening over there as well. It's a very treacherous landscape. Expeditions that go there are most of the time fatal for some of the crew members that go there. Very harsh landscape. It's one of the portals that has no real society around it because it is so treacherous. However, scholars from Arcona go there to study and occasionally like take notes on things that are happening on the other side. The elemental plane of air.
Ooh, it was somewhere on the top of the map.
Yeah, it's somewhere in these mountain ranges.
I know those mountain ranges.
I know those mountain ranges.
So the elemental plane of air is somewhere over there, and there's a monastery built around it, which is inhabited by Aarakocra monks, who make it their duty to defend the material plane from whatever is on the other side.
Their leader named Anka, by any chance?
Yeah, he is.
Ooh.
I know that man.
You do.
Interesting.
Okay, backstory for Tusk. Anka.
So, you have the smaller elementals, like the weaker fire elementals. You have the Myrmidons, which are a little bit stronger. However, above that, there are like elder elementals, like the Phoenix, the Leviathan. These are elementals you don't want to find on the material plane because they are forces of destruction. So most of these portals have like a society built around it in some way to defend the material plane from whatever is on the other side. Because the elemental planes, they are very harsh worlds. They are very harsh worlds. Like people that live there and creatures that live there are probably more dangerous than most of the things that you can find on the material plane, except like dragons and liches and beholders and stuff. But if you get to the other planes, like things can get weird, like very weird, especially with elementals, and like big weird shapes and sizes, and especially the Phoenix. Like when it gets to you, if you can manage to kill it, it just rises again and starts destroying again.
Rise from the ashes. Sorry.
Something like that.
Cue Conchita Wurst.
So there is one more plane, the elemental plane of water. Where do you think that portal is?
Somewhere, I think on the Scorched Flats.
You are very wrong. Like you couldn't be more wrong.
I could have said Fort Gustra, which is the entire other end of the map, but
I mean, if it was in Fort Castra, you probably would have noticed because of the energy that comes from the portal.
fair.
I mean, the city would probably be less barnacly, but probably still be very watery. But the planar portal to the elemental plane of water is deep, deep, deep within the swirling sea. And built around there is a society like an Atlantis-like city built by Triton and other merfolk races. Built around it, very military society that does exploration into the elemental plane of water. And he doesn't really like to talk about it.
Is this where Gothos is from? Sorry.
He is!
Wow!
Yes. Wow, who would have guessed?
I'm sorry, I have to make a joke of it now, just because it was such a stupid mistake.
It's no problem.
I'm sorry.
So, those are the 4 elemental planes. At least the portals to them. So, let's go to... I've mentioned it a little bit before. Arcona, which is this big oasis city in the middle of the Red Sea. And the ruins around it. There are ruins all across the Red Sea. Basically due to huge ass sandstorms. Some of them get delved under, some of them get uncovered again, and some of these ruins can date back to before Duskfall, and like ancient artifacts and treasures can be found here. And Arcona itself is called the City of Beasts, and it thanks its name for the fact that a lot of races that are a little bit shunned by society, like Yuan-Ti, half-orcs, ogres, orcs, Dragonborn and Lizard folk as well, if they can make it there. A lot of bestial races live there. They don't really deal with the rest of the continent. The rest of the continent is kinda building up civilizations themselves, like lords and ladies are rising up from like families that didn't have anything before. But Arcona doesn't really have that. What Arcona does have is this big ass obsidian tower, which is one of the biggest structures on the continent, which is a place of learning and a lot of knowledge. And it was built by Ahannes, the elder brass dragon, and in studying with these creatures, they eventually found a way to get rid of Ahannes and kill her in her lair. We talked about it a little bit last time.
Yeah.
So she was very nice and helpful to these people, but they decided, you know what, we don't really like dragons as much. They're still tyrants, so we're gonna get rid of you and just live on our own. And now they are ruled by a fire giant. Just a big old fire giant.
Well,
yeah, I mean, probably not worse than a dragon, right?
You don't know.
Well,
I mean, dragons can fly. I think that's worse.
true.
yeah.
Giants can fly. Once.
Which gives them an easier possibility to
But you
run
can't
away
land.
from us.
Exactly. But yeah, this big old fire giant who's like a lazy ass kind of rules over this city. Yeah, he's not as big of a problem as a dragon. Like they tolerate him in a sense.
Oh. Sadness.
I mean, those that do not tolerate him get beheaded by his giant sword. So
Remind me to stay away from him.
Yeah.
yeah, you probably should.
Yeah.
Let's
What a
not.
nice guy.
Let's. What's the quote? Let's not go there. It's a silly place.
Yep.
I mean, the Red Sea is full of treasure and magical artifacts. And stuff
Actually,
like that.
let's actually
Well,
go
actually.
there.
It's also one of Senur Elderwind's like favorite playing grounds, as just finding tombs and old structures that haven't been explored yet, finding magical treasures. It's a very fun place for archaeologists to play around in, if you can survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing.
Bring a cleric who knows the spell Create Food and Water. That helps a lot.
I can see that.
I think we have a druid who can do the same.
You have a druid that can create good berries. I'm not sure if he can create food and water.
Not yet, probably.
No, I think it's like a level 3 spell. Level 2, level 3.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I'm looking.
So eventually he'll be able to. And he has a healing spell, so, you know.
Third level conjuration spell.
Yeah. So
Oh no,
surviving...
it's cleric or paladin, not druid.
When druids get it? Ooh, that's a problem. But yeah, you can go explore there. It's fun. It's survivable. Maybe not.
So if we ever go to the Red Sea, we need to hire somebody who's a cleric.
Oh.
Could be helpful. You know, just bring plenty of food and water.
Yeah, but food goes bad there quite fast, I think.
True. Like an alchemy jug, if you can find one, would help.
Ooh. Or
Yeah.
I think I can create one actually, eventually.
Yes, please.
The decanter of endless water.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Make mayonnaise to...
Make mayonnaise.
Delicious,
survive
delicious
in the
mayonnaise.
desert. Yeah, that helps.
Yep.
Just leave a trail of mayonnaise all over the desert.
Well, it's slippery, so you can use it as a grease spot. I've seen it work before.
Alright, I'm not gonna question too much into that. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. It was
Probably not
I don't know.
Right. So we go a little bit north, and we go here to River Crossing, which is a fishing hamlet that lies on the split of the river. A lot of people kind of know about it because of river trades that go from places like Balmud to the coast. And it's this fishing hamlet that used to be very thriving, and it has this tower built on the water's edge. However, recently it has fallen to ruin. No one really knows why or how and where the people went that lived there. And this tower is like just an solid stone cylinder with no visible entrances or windows. No one has been able to get into it. No one knows what it is. So, if you just boat around it with your boat, it just very eerily. People don't really like to hang out there, so most of the folk that cross the river tend to take like an extra hour journey before they rest on the riverbank because they don't want to rest there. It has a very spooky vibe to it. And that is kind of where we left off, I think, before the audio cut out.
Yeah. Cut in,
I think. Yeah, because next up I was going to talk about Widow's Peak, and that is when you said that audio was doing nothing. So, Widow's Peak is the highest point on the continent. There's this lake on top of the mountain. It used to be an active volcano when Murkosh was still around. It is, however, not anymore. Yeah, Murkosh's lair was there, and there have been explorations to that place. However, with a dragon that old, with a horde that big, with a lair that's with a lair and territory that size, who knows what can be found there. And Widow's Peak is also a pilgrimage spot for some of the monks from the monasteries that resides in the mountains as well.
You guys see what he's trying to do, right? With his tale of like, yeah, who knows what you'll find there. He's trying to sneakily get us to go places on the map.
Yeah.
I mean, you wanted to talk about last time. You wanted to talk about dungeons and sightseeing. These are like the major spots that a lot of people know about because they are taught about it. There are other places, but I
Fair.
can't tell you about all of them because that would spoil some of the fun.
Definitely.
Can you check the map, by the way?
one
Because I
question.
think it might be frozen again.
I have one question actually, if you have
Yeah,
time.
it froze.
Alright, let me quickly fix that again.
Yep.
Yes,
Thanks.
better.
Yes, alright. So,
w-
when we talked about the geography of the land as well, we've talked a little bit about Silted Forest, which is like the living forest. Because a lot of elementals live there. Creatures like tree ants. There are like tabaxi tribes that build their houses in the top of moving trees and they migrate with the trees,
Ooh.
which is a lot of fun. We've talked about Devil's Tongue a little bit, which is this giant marshlands. Some of them more where a lot of lizard folk tribes live. I think we talked a little bit about the
just
scorched flats.
one second.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to like write it down. I need to go a bit. Some.
Yeah.
I believe some of these things we've also talked about during our geography class.
Yeah, some of them sounds familiar.
And the fun thing is, we can always watch it back.
Exactly. We've talked a little bit about Scorched Flats as well during both geography and the Elder Dragons,
I think
which is this
so.
area over here, which was the final battlefield with Murkosh, where he died, and just a stretch of land for miles and miles was just completely annihilated,
Oh,
and
rip.
is now a it still has some volcanic residue to it. Like if you would walk across it, it would probably just as harsh as the desert without the sand.
Yeah. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere.
Of course.
Quoting famous movies.
Yay. Oh, my brain is such a mush.
Let's see what else we have. There's Waltorn Keep, which we talked a little bit about last time as well, which is where Wolnir is king over the Dwarf, this big ass storm giant.
Oh, you went a bit roboty there.
Or did I now?
Yes, you did.
I am the robot. Better now?
Yeah, bit.
Alright, good. Let's see what else I have for you guys. Yeah, we can go from left to right a little bit more. We have the Woods of Ascalon, which is this big stretch of woodlands here, like big redwood trees and stuff like that. And as you can see, there's a bigger tree drawn over here, a city next to it, which is Igra, and it is built into the canopies of this tree, which by the elves is the World Tree. that is believed to be one of the branches of the actual world tree that grows in the astral sea.
Ooh.
Just penetrates through the areas and grows into the world. At least that is what the elves believe. It is ruled by Gardena, which is the elven leader that got all the tribes together to kill Arbus, whose body still lies somewhere within the top of the trees and causes some of the branches of the tree to rot.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not very pleasant,
Yeah.
but the dragon is dead, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
I guess.
fair.
Yeah.
But still, don't want the tree of life to be dead.
Well, it's not the actual tree of
Yeah,
life,
it's
but
a
it's just
sort of.
big
kind of.
ass tree, which rises way higher above the canopy than any of the other trees. So things that are like out of proportion in comparison to the area around it. Tales get told about it, especially in a world filled with magic. Um, People are finding reasons behind stuff that may or may not be true. Like an actual tree with its branches penetrating other worlds. And who knows? It was created by a god, so.
Right.
Um. Let's see. We have a little bit to the north. If I have it on my map.
Oh, right, the island thingy. Oh, no, you first
Yeah.
can go to that one.
We're keeping that for a little bit later.
Okay.
We have over here. We have God's Home, which is one of the more untouched places by the wars, and it is the center of religious worship on the continent. And it holds temples for most of the gods, each more bigger and more beautiful than the other ones. And dead in the center of the city is a temple dedicated to the vacant throne, which is the vacant throne, as we talked about during our Pantheon and creation myth.
Mm-hmm.
It's where the one creator used to reside, but now it is vacant.
Hence the name. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the middle of the city, there's a small catacomb-like building, which is inside. It is empty except for a marble throne built into the center of it, and underneath this throne is a tunnel, completely made from smooth walls that goes vertically down, with no handholds or anything, and it is said to be a direct connection to the real throne, which is supposed to be in the bottom layer of the nine hells.
Ooh, yeah.
But no one has really figured out how to descend it. Like, if you fall in, that would mean instant death. If you would throw a rope down, you would need a lot of rope to get down. Like, a lot.
Yeah. And Featherfall is only a minute, so that wouldn't work either.
Yeah, exactly. So because of this, they've tried to send people down there. No one really ever came back. So they think that somewhere there's a connection with another plane that causes people to get stuck there, not be able to come back, or just die down there and not climb back up. And because this is a center of religious worship, there is also a pope kind of figure, a religious head figure, and this person is always an Aasimar, which is chosen from like clerics and others among the God's Home communities. And it's always an Aasimar because it is said they are descendant from the gods themselves.
Fair. Would assume the same, yeah.
It's not like they have to worship a very specific god or anything to be chosen. as a religious head figure. But when the other religious head figure dies, there's like a week of mourning, and after that, most of the clerics, like cardinals and stuff, they come together, do things like nominations, and then choose a new pope.
Does this religious figure have like a specific title, like Pope, or is it just?
It's not Pope, but it's
No,
kind of
okay.
my
It's like High Sparrow in Game of Thrones, some sort of
Yeah,
thing like
that's what I
that.
was
yeah,
thinking.
something
Yeah.
like that. Most of the time, they get a title that reflects their personality and their religious background. Most of the time, they get like a name that corresponds with the god they worship or the title that works with the god. The current religious head figure is a follower of the stranger, and like I talked about in Pantheon Talk, the stranger in its core is a chaotic evil deity, but that doesn't mean that everyone that follows him is chaotic evil as well, or that every act that the stranger does is chaotic evil. Um, but this pope is Matthias, the hand of the stranger.
Ooh.
And that's
Okay, just if
and
I
yes, I very specifically chose a Christian religious name for this person.
yeah,
If
but
that is what you were wondering.
no, the title description, Hand
Hand
of
of
the
the Stranger.
Stranger. That sounds very rapey. Sorry, trigger warning, but
Yeah.
that's. Ooh.
I know. I am aware of
Mm,
that.
oh.
If you translate it into Dutch, it gets weirder.
Yeah.
Hans van een
Let's not
vreemde.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
okay.
He
Yeah.
he followed up the last pope about 20 years back, and he followed up Judea, Song of the Poet, which was a follower of the poet.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, who would have guessed? So like most of these figures get a title that make it sound like that they are the closest or very close to the god that they worship. Like they're a part of it.
Yeah. Like body part, name of God.
Well, not necessarily a body part. Like Song of the Poet.
Oh, song. Sorry,
Song.
I thought you said tongue.
Oh no.
Song of the poet.
No,
Song.
that's way better. Tongue of the poet is.
Let's give all our popes rapey names: Hand of the Stranger, Tongue of the Poet.
Hey, I mean, it could be. You also use your
Could
tongue
be,
to
but it's
sing,
not.
so yeah, that's better. Yeah, I'm correcting.
Going on from that, you can see that there is a ruin over here, which used to be one of the bigger settlements until folk. Like you see down here, there is a lake with Dragon's Gate. There is talk about that the Gold Elder Dragon's lair is thought to be there. Because he kind of still lives, but no one is really sure
Oh.
where he is.
Help.
What?
Not help.
Um,
I don't want to see a dragon. I know this is called Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't want to see a dragon.
I mean, it's like on the other side of the continent, so you're not there for
Yeah.
a long while.
Yeah, but they
To be
can
fair, it's a dragon, so
they can fly.
can fly.
It's true, but it's one of the good dragons. At
Uh,
least it's one of the metallic dragons that still lives. I mean,
True.
dragons can still be manipulative assholes, but better than a chromatic.
Fair.
But yeah, Aurum, which is the gold dragon's name, used to have its lair in Dragon's Gate. Then there is a city that was built here. Um, After a while, they kind of found out that it's around a smaller lake. Like this lake is pretty freaking big, like Loch Ness Lake big, maybe even bigger. Um, and they found out that over here, within this lake, they found a new lair for Aurum, and they kind of just destroyed the entire city around it, trying to get to it.
Rip.
Killed again, because Aurum is still alive. And after they just destroyed the entire town, no trace of a lair or anything was found underneath the lake's surface. So people kind of just fucked themselves over on that one, which is like very human to do, I guess.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Let's see. Then we go a little bit more over here. We see Fenrir and Frostmoor. Um, Fenrir is one of the bigger settlements, and it is built within the crater of a meteor strike. And at its center, there's like still this clump of rock, the meteor that made this crater. And a little bit to the northeast of it, like a few miles northeast of it, is Frostmoor, which is a huge ass castle, which is growing to become a school for magic learning. And it is currently it was founded by Chrysos, which is an elven mage. And first, in an effort to train war mages, he founded the school. Now it is a place for just anyone on the continent that wants to learn magic, for wizards to study, for sorcerers to learn more about their innate abilities. And it is growing and growing to be this magic school, which is fun.
I've got the magic in me. Sorry.
What's the name of the creator again?
I will send it to you. It's Chrysos, ChrYsos.
Ah. Yeah, I'm gonna have. Yeah, there it is. I'm probably gonna butcher all of the names that you created. So. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's part of being a DM. You think of something and your players just butcher it.
Yep.
Fair.
Fair.
I mean, every DM knows that pain.
Yeah.
You can think of a name that sounds really cool, like a Hand of the Stranger, and someone just makes it rapey.
Sorry.
For instance, yeah.
It happens. So I think my camera froze again. No, it didn't. Never mind. So we go one of the more bigger locations that is worth mentioning. That is not like all dungeons in a mountainside or anything. Is this big island over yonder?
Yeah.
Which is called Dragon's Teeth, and it's
Ooh.
a island. It is completely surrounded by sharp, jagged reefs and mountainous terrain, and it's almost unsurpassable. And this is the location where, after the Duskfall, the 10 Elders hatched and took over the continent.
Ooh.
And it's very rough terrain to go around on. It's very hard to explore. but expeditions have been launched to go here because people think like this is where our first 10 tyrants were hatched. What if there are more eggs there?
Oh yeah.
So expeditions have gone there, and not the entire island has been explored yet. Like parts of it has been explored, like the outer rims of the island have been explored, and there have been traces of nests and stuff.
Ah.
Oh.
They were quickly like dispatched off and stuff. But folk are aware that deep within this island, they are probably more brooding.
No. But the good thing is that if they hatch, they're only gonna be like tiny wormlings. They don't start up being ginormous, gigantic dragons. So
Yeah, exactly.
wormlings
Like the
are
elders,
yeah.
elders did. Like they hatched and they were full-grown dragons and took over the continent.
Yeah. But that takes a
But-
long ass time.
Yeah, to become, I think like an ancient dragon is like 800 years old normally,
Let me look it up.
something like that. I think it's like a wormling till 100, and it's 100 to 200 for a young, 2 to 400 for an adult.
Wormling hatchling is 0 to 5 years. Very young is still 15. Young is 25. Juvenile is 50. Young adult is 100. Adult is 200. Mature adult is 400. Old is 600. Very old is 800. Ancient is 1,000. And then you get a worm, which is 1,200 years old. And a great worm is even older.
Yeah, and no one is really sure how old the elders are because they were full-grown dragons when they hatched, and they've ruled over the continent for close to 500 years.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, this isn't... Yeah, it is size comparison. Okay, yeah, no, it is D&D. I was debating if it was
But
D&D or
it's more
not.
like a guideline.
Yeah.
It's also up to the DM and
It's
like lore.
it's from the Forgotten Realms wiki, so.
Oh yeah. Forgotten Realms.
Yep.
We use that anyway.
Yep. But yeah, so well, at least if we find them, they're gonna be easier to destroy, so it's good.
I mean, wormlings are, but you know, to lay an egg, there has to be an older dragon to lay that egg.
Yeah, but who knows how long those eggs have been laying there and not being hatched because there wasn't anything to like heat them up or stuff. So there might just be eggs there, and nothing else.
Yeah. Like
That's just me saying
crocodile-
it's against to the person that thought of everything in this entire land, and I'm just saying stuff.
You
yeah,
can
no,
make
but
very big omelets out of these eggs.
Yep.
to be fair, like crocodile eggs can like be in like hiding for like 2 or 3 years if the conditions aren't right.
Yep.
So
True.
maybe
I believe the temperature in which a crocodile egg is held also determines if it's like male or female. Or
Yeah.
it's turtles,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No,
I believe it was crocodile.
I think it's proximity to the water actually for crocodiles. If I'm not mistaken.
Croc.
But something like that, at
Male.
least.
Male. Why Korok? No, Croc.
Korok.
That sounds like a dragon's name.
Aren't Korok seeds from Legend of Zelda?
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
It is temperature in crocodiles determine alligator
No.
gender.
Huh, you're right.
34 degrees and above, it will become a... Why didn't it say? Produce... androgenic... which form the... above 34 degrees, it becomes a male.
Ah. So, objectively speaking, crocodile guys are hotter than crocodile females
When they hatch, yes.
when they hatch.
Okay, can we get back on topic?
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what these episodes are for as well. Just spew some bullshit.
Yep.
and talk about my
That's
world,
also true.
make fun of it.
Make you realize horrible mistakes that you've made by telling us stuff. Just kidding.
I
Or
mean,
am I?
so far, I think we haven't found a character yet that we've made fun of his name, right? Did we?
Not yet.
No.
No.
No, not that I know.
We've
you'll
made
have-
fun of other stuff, but
I think you'll eventually find someone where I'm just thinking of a name and not thinking of it. How does this now sound out loud?
well, we've just had the hand of the stranger.
Fair.
True. That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would rather not run
When
into
you
him.
meet him, I wouldn't make fun of his name, though.
Well, when we meet him,
If you meet him.
if we meet him,
If you meet.
I'm gonna kill him
I want to
instantly.
meet the Pope. Whoa.
Why?
Why?
Just because he sounds so bad.
What did the Pope ever do to you?
Not me personally, but I know
mean,
some other stuff.
Except that he worships a chaotic evil god. Who knows what he did?
Yeah, to be fair,
Well,
we're not
yeah.
talking about the Catholic Pope now, just so people know.
Oh yeah, no, the
We're
in-game
talking
Pope. Yeah,
about the
just to-
in-game
yeah.
equivalent to what the Pope would be in human.
Yeah,
Religious-
I don't want to be in trouble with the church. Again.
Well, get the Italian mob on your ass. Okay, that might actually get us in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, and who knows?
well.
Maybe if you decide to kill this religious figurehead, who knows who will take his place?
Mm-hmm.
True.
The foot of the stranger?
Maybe.
Ah yes.
The butt of the stranger.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the stranger. Can also be the arrow of the huntmaster. Something like that.
Okay, you
Right.
shouldn't have said
Um,
that.
That was just some I just came up with. That hasn't been one yet. Like,
No, okay. I'll not say why I laughed.
I know why you laughed. I know why. I'm not that stupid.
Right.
Haha, he said arrow.
So funny. It's all pointy.
Jeez.
By the way, the map froze again.
Oh yeah.
Did it?
Did it?
It did for me.
I haven't touched or moved it.
No,
I
but
don't.
it's not
I don't
loading
see your
anymore.
hand. I don't see your hand.
I-
Oh,
let's-
there he goes.
And it's back.
Yeah, it's better.
Yay!
Alright,
It's
so-
working.
Do you guys see anything on the map that you think, I want?
And then he froze. Or did I freeze?
But maybe.
Did I freeze? Did you freeze?
Oh. I had a dumb remark about
Oh, my
something.
internet did a bit of a poop. I saw my connection drop.
Who knew?
Yeah, me too. Actually.
Oh, you're on your end as well?
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
good.
It's still going.
Yeah,
Still
the
on.
stream's still going, so that's good. It's just
My
My
internet
disc-
didn't do.
my Discord did a poop.
Ooh.
What about I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but the city I think between the two rivers, Meow Tech?
Over here?
Meowtech?
Miotar.
Yeah.
Oh, meow!
Miotar.
Meow!
Tar. Yeah.
Miotar.
Miotar. Yeah, this is one of the bigger settlements, which currently is ruled by. I believe we talked a little bit about them
Yes.
during our elder talk. Let's see.
Let me scroll up a bit.
Yeah, they are. This is a city that is currently led by a man called Udel and his archmage friend Ambrose. After Murkosh fell, these two people turned Meothar in a thriving settlement, which is probably it kind of has a weird position, like in the smack in the middle of the continent.
Yeah.
Whoppa!
Yeah.
like you see that most of the other cities, except maybe Golan, are like very coastal or very river based, which is Muthar as well. It is split in a river. But it's just smack down in the middle of the continent.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's why it just like kind of catch my eye. It's in the
yeah,
middle
like
of like, yeah.
when we get to Fifth Era, which is where the other campaign on the same world is being held. This will become the capital of the kingdom of Toriel, which is like the most center part of the continent.
Yeah, it's like split by mountains and the woods, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, that's very it eventually will become like with very natural borders.
It also has like river access, which is also good for a capital city.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, good for
Cool.
waste placement and
Mhm.
Annoying drunkard placements.
yeah.
Being in a longboat till they are sober.
Yep.
Yeah,
dingy, right?
Sorry for that one last session. My brain
I
I
sometimes.
mean, I made the joke 3 more times, so.
I know, but I
Yeah.
thought you were like rubbing it in.
No, I wasn't. It was a funny joke.
Oh.
And that's why we have a person now with the nickname Dingy.
Oh, yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, Dingy. I love
Poor
Dingy.
man. Poor man.
Yeah, too
Oh.
bad about his friend who has been, eaten by the
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going
Yeah,
to say the
man.
S word, but
Oh, it's fine. For the people who don't know, last session we had an encounter with a shark, and I'm kind of scared of sharks. Sort of really scared of sharks. But it's fine. I survived, and I didn't have nightmares, so that's a win.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. I could start talking about the anatomy of the creature and.
No,
Yeah,
it's
again,
but
fine.
let's
It's
not do that.
fine. No, don't tempt it. But it's dead.
something.
I did have the shivers, so. Ugh.
Hmm.
I mean, as long as I don't have anything visual, I'm fine with most things.
Yep.
But I get freaked out by spiders and insects.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, there went my internet. Hey. Hello? Internet, are you working? I see Pip
Everyone-
moving.
Everyone froze for
Hmm?
me for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for me too.
same.
I think Discord
Hmm.
is
Go
dying on us.
Yeah.
Either Discord or
Yeah, it's Discord.
yeah.
It's Discord that's dying.
Oh boy.
Well,
I mean, I
yeah.
have full
So
bars.
you guys die, but my camera still stayed on.
I have I have full bars on my internet.
Well,
so
yeah.
I think it
That's
might be a server
actually-
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
I had like my camera move still and the stream is still up, but
That's good.
the
It's
the
important.
entirety of Discord just stopped.
Oh boy. Oh well.
This is very interesting.
What?
I just clicked on my internet to check the strength,
Mhm.
and it says I have no internet connection,
Okay.
which
Nice.
is peculiar since
I
I'm
can
still here.
see you move and I
Yeah.
can hear you talk.
So, guess I'm a necromancer creature somehow.
Yeah, of
I would
internet.
have thought maybe we could have one stream without internet issues, but
Well,
We
to be
didn't-
fair, we did it did
real ones last week,
it
right?
didn't start with internet issues. It started
Yeah.
with other issues.
True.
Also
Technical
fair.
difficulties.
Yeah.
No, just me being stupid and not paying attention.
I mean, that's also technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Bugs all around me.
I just assumed that everything was set up correctly. One should make assumptions.
Never make assumptions. But yeah, these were most of the things that I decided I wanted to talk about that are like the more well-known places, not give too much away.
Right.
Like there are like a lot of cities. Like there's Erwalla, Fort Paris, Bastion, three port cities. I could point at every city and tell you something about it, but there would be no fun in that.
Yeah, we kind of
Now, I
already
also
did
wanna-
that in the first.
Yeah, we went
yeah,
over most of the geography of the land, not really the cities, but if
Yeah.
I have
True.
to start talking about every single city that is
Yeah, that's a
visible
bit
on the map,
much.
I like these
that's
like
a lot that will be here till tomorrow. So,
yeah. I also like the fact that our characters don't know as well as we don't know.
Yeah.
So like we can find out while our characters find out.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's also...
Which is
you
fun.
can know a little of the more well-known stories, but like
Yeah.
Or the
some
places of
religion
where
and
you've lived,
stuff.
or the places where you've grew up, basically.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Which I
And like
kind of already
Where,
do.
where you grew up and where you traveled through, like those are things you probably know about a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why my character knows the monastery where the portal is. He doesn't know of the portal, of course, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he knows. He traveled through there, has contacts there.
Yeah, I am. Well,
I
if
think
you
most
ever
of
shared,
you are from like the most western regions of the
Yeah.
continent.
I think so.
So, like most of the things all the way to the east are like unexplored territory to all of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. Where are we now? We're on the waters from Fort Castra to Irwalla.
Yes, you are over here.
Oh, yeah, we
little bit.
already entered
Yeah, yeah.
Irwalla. We saw Irwalla in the end of the session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
But
We
we have
haven't
not
entered it
set
yet,
foot.
but okay.
Yeah.
You haven't entered yet, but you can see it on the horizon. And one of the things that you know about it is that it has mango orchard.
Oh right,
Yeah,
we're gonna get.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm gonna make mango jerky.
Ooh,
That's a thing.
that's
Nice.
yeah.
It's really good.
It's really tasty, guys.
We have it
If
on
you
my.
ever have
We
the
have it.
chance to taste it.
Yeah, we have it on my work all the time. It's really good.
Just mangoes in general are really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, now I
yeah.
want mango jerky. It's good that I'm gonna go to work on Thursday.
I mean, you can just buy it, right?
Yeah, I can have it for free at work.
Yeah, that's also true. That's also the reason why I never buy pencils and sharpeners and erasers.
Oh yeah. But do we want to know some stuff? Because I think that we've seen the most things right now.
Yeah,
I think you did.
Oh,
I think I kept it vague enough
Yeah,
on
Yeah.
most of the things.
Yeah.
yeah. We're
I had a
gonna.
question.
Oh,
Sorry.
go.
I had a question about Fenrir.
Yeah.
Like it's like a town built around a meteorite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's this
Yeah.
big ass crater, and they started building inside it and up the edges. Of
Are
the
they
crater.
like worshipping the meteorite, or is it just like a coincidence that they...
No,
okay.
someone just decided this was a nice place to start a settlement, because of the fact that you're in a crater.
Right.
Kind of gave them some sort of a military advantage. But it's not like they worship the meteorite, because this crater has been here since after the Duskfall. It's not like 200 years ago this meteor strike in, because something that leaves behind this big of a crater would have an effect on most of the continent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like the dinosaur meteorite.
Yeah, exactly. But this is something that happened before the Duskfall.
Right. Also, I also thought it might be a reference, but
Yeah.
it probably isn't then.
What, the Fenrir?
No, the
No, it isn't. It isn't a
the
reference
meteorite.
to the werewolf.
Ah.
Oh no, I was thinking more of what's it called, Megatron from Fallout. But that's built around like a undetonated
Okay, yeah,
nuke.
I get what you mean, but
no.
that wasn't
No,
the
no,
inspiration
yeah.
It's
for it.
secretly a Tarrasque egg. it's
Ooh.
not. It's not a meteor at all. It's a Tarrasque.
Well, I'm gonna write that down. Sometimes players just have better plot points than me.
Yeah. You just play it off like it's intended that way all along.
Yep.
Exactly. Just
Right.
like your players are solving a puzzle and they have this really wacky solution, and you're like, "Yeah, we've been doing this for half an hour. That's the solution.
Yep.
That'll work."
Yeah.
Yep. And then when it turns out to be a Tarrasque egg, I'm like, see, I called it. There's this episode of Building Aeternia, one of the first ones we did. I knew it was gonna be a Tarrasque.
Yeah. Check back episode. What is
Yeah.
it? 4 of Building Turn?
5, yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Yeah, 5 already.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. Jeez. Alright.
Yeah. On episode 8. We're gonna.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to our new player. I'm really interested in their character.
Yeah, me
Thanks.
too.
I mean, like we
think all of us.
kind of know like the basic stuff, like their race and
Wait, do we?
yeah, it's posted in
Yeah.
chat because we needed it for something for promotional purposes.
I didn't see it.
So it was posted, but that's just like the minimal thing. It's like knowing someone
Yeah.
is a orc warlock or something.
Right.
That's it.
I think an orc warlock would be fun though. Not a half orc, a
Yeah.
full.
Full
orc.
orc,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe. Do they get like a negative charisma stat? No, just intelligence. Right?
Yeah.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. Did
They lifted that with Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Yeah, they took
If
away some of the
you allow that.
negatives. They took away some of the negatives.
Like a kobold now just has +2 dex. No minuses at all.
And it doesn't have the back and cower ability as well, right?
It does still, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it still does. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Do they
Like,
also
we
have
don't want to
orcish
make it too
resilience?
negative, but
I think they do.
I think they do, yeah.
Mm. Do they also
Jesus.
still have resilience? That if they get to 1 hit points, or is it only half orcs? Is it
Might
orcs
be
as
both.
well?
No.
Might be both.
Yeah.
There are a lot of races I have never played or made characters for.
Played actually quite a lot of races. I don't think I ever played a.
I've never played an orc yet.
I don't
Like
think I
there are
ever.
a few races that, because they have like this feeling to them that most of the time they are evil, like the U1T, which are also in the monster manual, and they have like a very evil alignment. It kind of depends on what kind of campaign you're playing. If you can play an evil character, yes or no. It also kind of depends a little bit on the player, how good, like a new play. If I do a campaign or a one shot or anything with completely new players who are new to role playing as well, I tend to not allow evil characters, because most of the time players will go to chaotic evil and just start murdering each other.
Yeah.
I did a one shot last week where my 4 players played creatures from the monster manual. I had a Quasit, an Imp, a Bugbear, and a Duergar. And like the first half of the session, they were beating each other up instead of exploring the dungeon they were supposed to explore.
Of course.
It was pure
Of
chaos,
course.
and I knew that was gonna happen. I intended that to happen, but it was still just complete chaos.
That's
And if you
fun.
do that with newer players, most of the time they were like, "Oh, I'm evil. I have to just randomly kill stuff." And
Yeah.
that is not
Yeah,
what
that
evil
doesn't have
is.
to be it, you know. I've played
No.
it in a one shot. I've played an evil kobold, and he talked like this all the time.
Yeah, because it's the only voice you get. No. I've heard that voice before.
It sounds familiar.
It was
Yeah.
a one shot, but
Yeah.
yes.
Fair.
And that one
sorry.
was evil, but you like evil in the way that you let a young boy kill an old woman and that kind of stuff.
Oh
Like,
yeah, there was that one. Yeah, there was
Yep.
the old grandma in bed, and then there was a little kid that was being held hostage there, and he had him kill the old lady. That was fun.
Ah,
Yeah,
Yep.
but that's more like the neutral kind of
Yeah.
evil, not
yeah,
chaotic.
that's not. Yeah,
It was very premeditated. But to be fair, the old lady was a werewolf, so
right.
True.
Yeah,
I mean, chaotic evil doesn't have to be, I'm just gonna go on a murder spree, because that would make every murder hobo party a chaotic evil party.
That's more a chaotic
I
neutral
mean,
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like murder hobos are more chaotic neutral. That's kind of the alignments I always like. Chaotic neutral is chaotic stupid.
Yep.
yep.
And but I think personally, my favorite alignment to play is chaotic good. Just try to do good, but by any means necessary.
Yep.
I think that is one of the more fun ones to play.
Yeah. It well, like any alignment can be interesting. I think lawful good can
True.
also be interesting. I do really like the goody two shoe paladin stereotype. It's just fun to play, especially in a party
It
that like
is.
allows it.
But that is kind of the thing with paladins as well. Like most of the time, a lot of players, especially newer players, think, "Oh, paladin, they have this oath and they have to be held to it, and they're devoted to a god, and they're all these
Not.
goody two shoes." That doesn't have to be it. Like you can
No,
be a paladin of Tiamat, and you're a sick son of a bitch for it.
yeah,
Um, you can be Oathbreaker. Th- like there are evil gods you can follow. The same with clerics. Also warlocks. Like there are warlocks that have celestials or archfays as their patrons. Not all warlocks are evil. And
yeah,
that is kind of a stigma that a lot of new players get into. And for a new player, that isn't bad, but eventually you'll learn that uh, alignment is a very fickle thing to play with.
yeah. I'm not even sure I really like alignment,
Yeah, I
like as a
tend to
mechanic.
like if it has a game mechanic, um like a magical item that can only be attuned by a good character or something like that, I use it, but otherwise I go off my personal traits for my character
Yeah,
instead of a real alignment. Like a character with flaws, they have a sort of code that they held up to. And sometimes a moral code can be not really uh, be put to a very specific um, alignment. Like a character could have both things from like lawful neutral and lawful good,
yeah,
or a character can do both evil and good things.
Yeah, I don't like the alignment chart
Like my
because
character in the
yeah.
other campaign. That's like she is, I believe, uh, chaotic good, but she could also fit in chaotic stupid.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
yeah.
and to be fair, okay, I'm gonna quote Harry Potter on this. Um,
Of course.
there is both light and dark in a character. It just depends
Yeah.
on which side you deem to act on in the moment that shows you who you are as a character. And I don't think there's like my character is chaotic good or chaotic neutral. I think Zelmoira is. I think neutral, but she feels very strongly about certain things, and she could rage about certain things, like the slave ship. That's something that's very, that's something that hurts her, like inside. So she might get venomous about it and do something about it. But there might also be other things like thieves and like an assassin of one of the lords in one of the cities, and she's like, meh, doesn't really bother me. And it depends on what you've been through in the past, as well as what's going on now, and that's why I don't like the alignment charts, because every character can have things where they've edged towards evil because
Yeah.
of something that's happened to them.
And I mean, alignment is subjective as well. Like, one person could interpret a deed as evil, and another could interpret it as good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
the big bad evil
definitely.
guy probably thinks that what he is doing
It's totally
is good for the
justified.
world.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
justified.
completely
Like
justified.
Thanos. Thanos was
Yeah.
a lawful
Thanos is
evil.
lawful evil.
Yeah, because
But in
Yeah.
his story,
he thinks himself as a hero.
he had morals. He thinks
Yeah.
himself a hero.
So it's also perspective on the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like even that, like alignments can also just change depending on like how long a campaign is.
Yep.
I've seen people change from like a good aligned character to like literally chaotic evil character if they go through enough like trauma and stuff
Yeah,
and like, bad
definitely.
things happen.
Yep.
If you have like decent enough role players who can do that, and a
Yeah.
DM who's like willing to go into that, which not everyone is, and that's fine as well.
Mhm.
I like the more personal stuff, or like the other way around, like an evil character like redeeming himself.
Definitely. I like those
Yeah.
arcs. Those arcs are fun.
Let's see.
Um,
Just
Alright then. I think we're gonna call it quits for this evening,
oh.
that sounds like a
Alright.
plan.
unless someone really wants to know something.
No,
not,
not really.
not really.
I'm almost choking in bugs, so yeah, that's not like I
I'm
don't know
just
what it is. But
yeah. I'm excited for
Oh.
next week.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
It's
I am
gonna
as
be
well.
fun.
I am as well.
so everyone,
I have 2 campaign sessions next week. Actually,
Yes,
back to
indeed.
back.
I do too.
So that's
Wow.
that's going to be something. So,
right?
Because you gotta switch a few 100 years between sessions.
So
yeah, like the other campaign we haven't played for a year now, I think.
What?
I
I'm
think our
jealous.
last session was like somewhere like October, I
yeah,
believe.
something like that. Before the last
So-
lockdown.
Yeah, like October, November. So it's been a while, and I've been reading up on notes and stuff, just refreshing everything, and it's a lot.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to read through my character's diary again.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
right.
Because that's what she does. Like
Should
every
we-
night she writes things down about her day and what she do.
That's sweet.
I mean, it does help to get back into it. So.
Definitely.
Should we plug
Yeah,
the?
it would be a fun way to make like notes for a campaign.
Right.
Because that character is kind of smart, so I have to know what happened.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you can always just ask a DM if you don't know.
I know, but that's a campaign with 6 players.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, fair. But yeah, we can plug the store again if that's what Pip was gonna suggest.
Yeah, that was what I was going to suggest.
Yeah. Before the stream, I still had 2 places at my table for this Thursday. We're gonna go on a trip on water. We're gonna go sailing. D&D 5e with a level 5 one shot. Is any of you guys DMing?
yes,
Yeah.
I am.
I am not.
I am DMing a level 8 one shot in the world of Theros
Ooh.
from Magic
Oh,
the
cool.
Gathering,
That sounds
which
very
is like
interesting.
Greek mythology setting.
Yeah,
That's good.
I'm also running a game this week. I'm gonna run the starter set of the Cyberpunk Red system,
Nice.
which should be very interesting. I think there's a lot of places left though. If anyone's interested, you can yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
Your
post.
I
table
join.
has 4 places left.
I am trying to wiggle in at least one shot this month, but because I'm moving, I've been busy with like shopping for furniture and stuff like that. It's been very busy for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So, some of my extracurricular the
Curricular.
words,
Yeah.
activities are a little bit on a low burner right now, which is unfortunate. But hopefully, it's only for a few weeks. Then I can get back to it, into it more. I believe in 2 or 3 weeks. Let's see, next Thursday it's the 5th, so it's 2.5 weeks.
Mhm.
Stefan, who was in this group, will be running a beginner level D&D one shot for players who have never tried D&D and really want to get into it. That is the
Right.
19th of August, which has already been announced on our Facebook group and stuff,
Yep.
and in the Dungeons and Dragons Nederland group on Facebook. So if you're interested, if you come across this stream and you think I have never tried D&D before and you really want to and want to get into it, we are providing sessions for that as well in the future. So
Yeah. Just know that it is in an actual game store in our city in Eindhoven in the Netherlands. And
yeah, it's not
entry
online.
No, it's not online. And an
Yeah.
entry fee is 750, which includes 250 to get something to eat or something to drink.
Or both, if you're
Or
lucky.
both if you choose well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an actual store. They also sell minis, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Lots of books.
Yu-Gi-Oh! We don't sell actually.
Yu-Gi-Oh don't
Oh,
sell?
right.
Oh right.
No.
Okay. Oh, they play Yu-Gi-Oh though.
They play Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
We have D&D rule books.
Yeah.
Warhammer. I believe we have
Yeah.
Warhammer books, right?
Yeah, I thought I
yeah.
saw that. At least
No.
there is some Warhammer stuff that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
Friday
but
evening there are
most
people
of
that
it
play Warhammer
we
as well.
don't sell anymore. It's already sold out, and the bosses don't get. It's not getting anything new except on request
Right.
because he couldn't how do I say this? The company that makes these kinds of things in the Netherlands
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
is also in Eindhoven with a shop.
Yeah.
So he cannot.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
He cannot be like a
Oh,
conqueror.
hey there,
Competitor, yeah.
He cannot compete with
right.
that because they have way lower prices as him.
Yeah.
buddy. Yeah.
Your
Like,
camera is broken, by the way.
who?
Your
The Mac camera.
Nick's camera
Oh,
is.
right.
Oh,
It's been for a little while for me, but
Yeah.
I mean,
when we're using maps. So.
We were rounding up.
we're rounding up.
I'm putting it.
Yeah.
I'm putting us in a different configuration like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone who
Anyway,
joined, thank you
there's
very much for
yeah,
watching.
lots to look forward to. At least
Mhm.
next week it's gonna be fun with a new player. So
And don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, we are also on a Twitch channel. Please give us a follow.
Yeah, exactly. And if
yeah.
you're watching this on Twitch live now, currently, we also have a YouTube. You can find in the info tab. We also have podcasts in on Spotify, so
Yep.
you can also follow us there. So you can listen to our chattering on your drive to work or something. Who knows?
yeah. God. I
Gesundheit.
just I swallowed the mosquito.
Yeah.
And
And on that note, I
Yeah.
wish you all a very good
Yeah, I'm,
evening, and we'll see you next week.
have a good
Good
evening.
night.
Bye
Good night.
bye.
Good night.